Omen Tielvo. Welcome to another episode of Tolkien on Tap. My name is TJ, and this is part 4 and the final episode of the Noldor Squad. Before we begin, I'd like to take a minute to thank a couple of people. First of all, Mike Hilty of SPDM Crew, that podcast. He is the reason that I was able to get into podcasting, without whom I wouldn't be able to do any of this and have the fun that I've been having with my friends. So a very special thank you to Mike of SPDM Crew. Also, Alita Mao is who created the artwork for this podcast. Thank you so much, Alita. It's great artwork. I use it everywhere, and I couldn't be happier with it. So thank you very much to both Mike Hilty and Alita Mao. Now on to the final episode of the Noldor Squad.
So I want to thank you both for being on the podcast tonight. We started.
Did you not want to talk about your badger?
I know.
That's like the third time.
Circle back.
It's like the third time we brought up the badger. So
I just wanted to tell the story about why he's called the badger because I never got to do it.
no, I think we did, Lee. But you know what? Go ahead, do it one more time.
Oh, we did. Did we actually do it?
I believe we did. Listen, Lee, we've all been drinking.
Okay.
I think.
I don't think we actually.
We got to it.
I don't think we actually did. We kind of like have been circling the drain.
I
about
recall Lee saying it was at first partially derisive.
We did, but yeah,
we did.
I did,
partly.
but I wasn't doing the full like.
Okay,
because I mentioned the other Feanorian influence.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we've been circling the drain.
Okay,
slowly
so boys and girls,
to the
circle
point.
up. We're gonna have Miss Lee tell us a story.
Why has Finrod called Felagund? So there's actually 3 different origins for it. The first one was way back when the Noldor was still called gnomes. And back then, it was a jesting nickname that was given to him by other gnomes. And yeah, it came from them. Then he changed it in 1959. He changed it to being a name given to him by the dwarves from Felagundu, and it just means hewer of caves, which is boring. And then in 1969, so 10 years later, he changed it back, and this time it was a name given to him specifically by the sons of Feanor, and it meant badger. All of them. Nelia Finwë Maitimo, Macalaure Gana Finwë, Dial Gormo Dorco Finwë, Garnistier Morio Finwë, Kuru Finwë Atarinke, Amborusa Pitya Finwë, and Umberto Telu Finwë.
So, what did Felagund mean to the Finways, Lee?
Badger. It meant badger.
And why
were
would
calling
they
him
why
a
would they
badger.
call him a badger?
Because he lived in a cave system like a badger lives in tunnels in a set. And they thought it was funny.
So
was it also because he was kind of cute?
Can I add something though? Because one of my favorite like viral videos is this video. I forget if it's from California or not, but there's a video of like a badger coming out of like a sewer system, basically checking if like the coast is clear.
Yeah.
And then he goes back inside and he comes back out with like a coyote. And so like
why did I think you were going to say he came back out with a crate of jewelry?
Wait.
I mean, you know why?
If you couldn't figure out with a coyote, that's Caligorm or Corfin.
But exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like it fits like how we were talking about like the Feanorians being like their animals being wolves. And so like him going back in, coming out with coyote is kind of like that whole like wolf pack with like Telcormo and Kurufinwe, like they give him that name and like it might be derisive, but it's like derisive how like
it does say only partly. Partially.
But that's the thing, like, because I like coming from like with my extended family, like my cousins and I, we developed like nicknames for each other that like we're like derisive joking nicknames we had for each other. So it's like I can imagine that within the scope of like Tolkien.
Oh shit.
That it
we
would be
did
that.
talk about this, because then I was saying on about how when they first went to Norgothrond, they got on well with Finrod, and like so we did talk about that. But I do want to put the disclaimer that Finrod would specifically be a European badger, because they are a lot cuter.
Of course.
And I mean, they will still fuck you up like Finrod, but they look a lot cuter.
Why do you think
I like
European
the
badger for the silly the two silly pictures I sent you?
Yeah. These are the ones that look like from Wind and Willows that they're going to invite you for afternoon tea. But actually, they would fuck you up.
Isn't that what all European badgers look like? Like, I'm pretty sure all wild
European
badgers
as opposed to like the honey badger or the American badger, which look like that they actually look like they will mess you up.
I'm almost positive.
I thought the European and American ones tend to look similar. They just might be more temperamental.
No. And Lee, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't European badgers like actually wear suits and ties and like teach lectures?
They do. It's true, and they make really good cucumber sandwiches.
And they're friends with like toads, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's what I thought.
They just don't fuck with weevils. That's why.
Hold on, are you holding the Wind in the Willows?
I am.
That's perfect, David. That's so fucking perfect.
Do you know how many times I watched the like Adventures of Mr. Toad and like Ichabod Crane from Disney like as a kid?
This is why we are friends. This is why the three of us like got really close. Is because first of all, we're all really like
Mr. Mole, Mr. Badger, Mr. Toad.
So we're all super nerdy. We all have like very infantile humor, but also we have like we're also really.
My humor is very mature, thank you.
I'm sorry. Mature. You're right. It wasn't. You didn't like have to cut out badger from your own video. You're right. I'm sorry. I forgot. You're the most mature.
You know what happened though? I felt I did the rest of the song. It went badger, snake or no badger, mushroom, son of Feanor.
Anyway,
honestly, I haven't read this book since like as a kid.
By the way, for those who don't know, I love Finrod, and my friends will only show me their affection for me by making fun of my favorite character. They never apologize for it either.
I will give Findarato Ñoldor shit for him crossing ice for however many years with thousands of chests of jewels. But I will also
come on. I can't abide this.
I will also defend.
I can't abide this.
I do not agree with the interpretation that he is responsible for driving out the petty dwarves of Narcas Rondo.
And I love you for doing that. I love you for doing that.
So, TJ, bear in mind, if the worst thing we can say about Findarato is that he brought a load of chests of jewels, compared to my boy, he's doing quite well.
But also,
chests of jewels that might have also contributed to the loss of life of several other Noldor as they crossed the ice because
David, shut
carrying
the fuck
all
up.
that.
David, shut the fuck up. Hold on.
When they could have had like blankets and food and shit.
We could have made it over in like a couple days, but because we had to lug all the shit
do you ever imagine it was like, oh, Elenwë is about to fall, and one of Finrod's chests is about to fall, and Finrod has the choice to dive for one of them, and he dives and saves his chest full of jewels.
I
don't like this decision I have to make, but I choose the chest.
I'm sorry, Elenwë. I just really lost things.
God damn it. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to my very first podcast. Where I was made fun of almost the entire time because my boy is the most beautiful and wisest of all the Eldar, and these two picked either the stupidest or the fucking meanest of the Eldar.
That's not true, is it though?
No, it's not
yeah,
true at
it's not really
all.
true because
every time I do that, I feel like a terrible human being because I don't want to make fun of my friends, and also they're in my top 5.
I mean, Morgoth would still be able to come up out of the ground had it not been for Finwë Nola Finwë wounding him 7 times and then an 8th time cleaving his heel.
I like how every time I make fun of Nola Finwë, David's over here like, well, there's a reason, and like he's better than everybody who's ever existed. And like when I make fun of like Mighty Mo, no, hold on. When I make fun of like Mighty Mo, Lee's like, yeah, he fucked up. But like David's like, no, like there's nothing wrong with Nola Finwë. Like you're an idiot.
I mean, he led the greater host across the Valkyrie.
Still doing it. He's still doing it.
The version of Nola Finwë in the Shibboleth of Feanor is an asshole.
Oh my god. Before we go tonight,
wait.
Let's talk about David. No,
that's what I'm saying.
David, no.
I am here. I am willing to hear out the views, but I'm also going
to hear out the views.
No, it is hearing out the views and pinpointing exactly where in the text and the timeline of these events this is going on.
Okay.
Because when he adopts the title of Finwë Nola Finwë, it is when they're already in exile.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not.
It is. I was just reading it today. Not only that, but his entire point of contesting against Feanor is because Feanor.
Hold on, time out. Did you say I was just reading it today?
Yeah.
How many accounts are there of everything, David?
I'm talking about the Shibboleth of Feanor.
Oh, the Shibboleth. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like any random thing because I was like, there's like numerous different.
I'm gonna have to reread it and do notes, but I remember reading it and being like, "Wow, Fingolfin is a little shit."
No, he's rude as fuck.
Okay, it's very different to how he is in the published Silmarillion.
Yes.
It's like all that thou shalt lead and I shall follow shit's got out the window.
Yep. He's a badass in the PS. Outside the PS,
I prefer the version of him when he is actually being loyal to Feanor and Feanor's just being a dick.
Yeah.
And Nola Finwë's like, please, why won't you love me? I prefer that Nola Finwë to the little shit he is in the Shibboleth.
Well, anyways, I know David is looking something up right now. But we are going to.
I need to send you guys. By the way, I need to send you guys this fanfic. It's Feanor goes on "Am I the Arsehole?" on Reddit to ask if he's the arsehole. It's like all the other members of the House of Finwë responding to him.
That's so good. Oh my god! Yes, please send it.
It's so good.
But we're gonna end this podcast. Thank you both for showing up tonight and hanging out and getting very drunk with me and talking some random bullshit. Lee, where can people find you?
England.
Oh, so I do want to say this.
Wow, David, I was asking Lee a question.
Sorry, my apologies.
Wait
because so this notebook of mine, this blue one, because it's the Nola Finwë blue. I specifically had when I was first reading through the War of the Jewels as well as the Peoples of Middle Earth, because I was privy to a lot of the anti-Finwë, Nola Finwë rhetoric that was being espoused from that. So, page 344 from the HarperCollins, the black cover, I believe it's the John Howe covers. Page 344. Finwë Nola Finwë added Finwë as a prefix in pursuance as his claim of chieftain of the Noldor after Finwë's death, and this is pursuance of chieftain claim in further context is on that as far as footnote 33 on page 361, and that's
how soon after Finwë's death?
Let me pull up the text. I'm reading just.
And this is still after he's done the whole "Thou shalt lead, and I shall follow."
It's after that, but that's also because that was after when Feanor pulled the sword, and the whole exile, the whole going into exile and following.
So why has he
after
changed his mind?
Oh my God, Lee, thank you so much for this.
I'm gonna sit back and be my little badgery self.
Again, because he would have changed. He would have changed his mind due to the larger host of the Noldor following Feanor as the king. So to prevent the following of the major host of following him and trying to curve that or attempt to curve that, again, Finwë Nola Finwë.
So when he said "Thou shalt lead, and I shall follow," he didn't mean it.
No, I would say he did mean it.
But then why isn't that what he's doing?
Because again, it's the following him when it comes to the greater good of the Noldoran race and Noldoran tribe.
What did
people.
He mean when he said it then? If he's not actually willing,
I love you so much.
Why did he say it if he wasn't willing to actually follow through with it?
Because I would argue that there are those certain conditions where it would depend upon the greater good of the peoples.
So what conditions would he have stuck with it?
Had he chosen to remain in Valinor.
So if you just say everything had stayed as it was and Finwë hadn't died.
No, if Finwë had died and Feanor had stayed in there, he would have abided by it.
So he would have accepted Feanor as the king of the Noldor in Valinor, even though he'd just been ruling for 12 Valyrian years as king of the Noldor in Tirion.
Yeah.
Remind everybody.
He would have just give that up.
Yeah, because
remember, why would he be willing to follow Feanor as king in Valinor, but not follow him into exile?
Hold on, guys. Lee, please remind everyone how long Valyrian years are.
9.582 solar years.
Thank you.
Because again, what's the reason why? What's the ultimate reason why Finwë Nola Finwë? Why does he go?
Because his kids want to.
Because his kids want to, and why does actually one of his kids wants to, but also one of his kids is opposed to it. And why is one of his kids opposed?
Which one's opposed to it? Torgon. Yeah, but Fingon and Aradel both want to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes for them.
He goes for them, but he also goes for the similar reason that Turgon wants to go, is because of the larger host, that the whole group of their people is going to be left to hit Feanor's.
So he doesn't trust Feanor to lead the Noldor.
When it comes to going into exile, again, that's the same reason why.
What's the difference?
That's the same reason why he comes to their dad when Feanor pulls the sword on him. It's the same reason why he's saying, like, nah, Feanor is acting out of pocket. He's gonna drive us into this nonsense. This is why you need to.
So why would he be willing to follow him in Valinor when he still drew the sword on him in Valinor? Why would he be willing to follow him then?
For David,
but not follow him into exile?
No, to keep again to keep the peace, and because if they're staying in Valinor, then what point would there be for him to take over if he's not going to go into Middle Earth?
I just don't think he should have said "Thou shalt lead, and I shall follow" if he wasn't going to stick to it.
That sounds like a really sound argument that he's bringing up, David. What kind of rebuttal do you have?
I'm bringing up the primary sources right now, so here we go.
Lee also has primary sources. Like,
no,
I don't to hand. To be fair.
I'm not saying that as in any way is like disrespectfully. I'm saying this for my own because I need to.
Yes. By the way, everybody who does not know me, Lee and David, we're friends. We know each other. We joke with each other.
So coming from
like, so if someone says like, "Oh, you don't know," we're fucking with each other.
So coming from page 344, Shibboleth Feanor. Feanor.
Did you just say shibboleth?
Yes, I did.
You will not say shibboleth.
I mean, isn't this what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, the TH.
I will see
that since I have met David. Like, I literally was like commenting on your shit about the shibboleth. David was like, "You mean?" Or David was like, "You mean the shibboleth?" And I was like, "Sure." And he was like, "Oh, cool. As long as you agree." And I was like, "I mean, I agree, but I don't understand why you're doing the S instead of the TH." And I never actually asked him. But like, having talked to David for so long, I'm like, "Oh, I get it."
Surely just reading it would make you realize why he's doing it.
I mean, it took a little bit. Like, I'm not the smartest person. I'm just charming.
Quote, Nola Finwë had prefixed the name Finwë to Nola Finwë before the exiles reached Middle-earth. This was in pursuance of his claim to be chieftain of all the Noldor after the death of Finwë, and so enraged Feanor that it was no doubt one of the reasons for his treachery in abandoning Nola Finwë and stealing away all the ships.
So what Morgoth had warned, or his little dripping poison in the ears, was actually coming true, because Nola Finwë was actually trying to usurp his position as Finwë's heir. It's literally what he's doing.
Oh, shit.
But that's also not the entire full picture, because Feanor was already trying to sow the discontent among the Noldor to lead them into exile when obviously that was disastrous.
Yeah, but a lot of the other Noldor agreed with Feanor. Just because Fingolfin didn't, but two of Fingolfin's own children did. Even Galadriel did, and she hated Feanor.
But that's also because she wanted her own kingdom, though.
Yeah, I know, but she still agreed with Feanor about going to Middle-earth. And this was even before Finwë was killed. So how far back exactly was Nola Finwë actually planning to go against "Thou shalt lead, and I shall follow"?
Oh, David, answer.
No, I'm gonna answer it.
By the way, for anybody who's just listening, we play with each other like this all the time.
TJ, you don't need to keep saying that every 2 minutes.
Oh, you're right.
So it says at all.
I fucking hate these people.
So footnote 33 or endnote 33, page 361 of this edition. Where is it coming from?
It literally looks like you're holding up gang signs, David. Oh,
I'm trying to show the right one. So
there
this
we go.
edition.
Okay.
This
yeah,
edition.
that's the edition I have.
Yeah.
Page 361. Footnote 33.
She's gone. It's disappeared.
David's gone.
David, take the ring off.
Ether. We will never find David again. But we will always remember footnote 33. Oh, shit.
Oh, do you know what I most remember fondly about David? Footnote 33.
Wait. What book was that? Oh, Lord of the Rings. The Return of the King. Oh, shit. Footnote 33? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let's read. I kind of want to read it now. Hold on.
Yeah, Peoples of Middle-earth. Peoples of Middle-earth, Shibboleth. It's a Shibboleth, right?
I'm literally fucking crying right now.
That's how we remember David.
Oh,
I need to know
David.
what footnote 33 says. This is the in memoriam for David.
And how did you know him? He was really fond of footnote 33.
Oh, he taught me everything I know about footnote 33.
I swear to God, I want to get a tattoo that just has 2 3s next to it.
I just got 33 on me somewhere for David.
So in footnote 33, it says, it is said in the text that at this point, that Finwë Nola Finwë claimed to be the chieftain of the Noldor after the death of Finwë. And the same was said in the essay proper, page 336.
Hold on, David.
All the texts
sorry,
agree that after the banishment of Feanor and Tirion and the departure of Finwë with him to Formenos, Finwë Nola Finwë ruled the Noldor in Tirion, and it was said in the Quintus Meridian that afterwards, when the flight to the Noldor began, those of Tirion would not renounce the kingship of Finwë Nola Finwë.
So, David, my spirit left my body.
Didn't he even try to give it back to Feanor?
No, he didn't give a fuck. David, my spirit left my entire body when you were reading that because like we were joking and you like literally walked into the joke. So can you please start over? Can you please start over and I will like actually listen this time? Like beyond you saying footnote 33. I love you so much, by the way.
Wait, so footnote 33.
And by the way, where can I find footnote 33?
In the Peoples of Middle Earth, History of Middle Earth,
Peoples,
volume
I love
12.
now that we have an intro with footnote 33. It's not absolutely hilarious.
I swear to Christ, or Christo, or what the fucking, I swear to Gandalf, whatever. I will get a 33 tattooed on me this year for day.
Not 19. That's an Noldor number.
Oh, because because like literally tonight. Footnote 33. Fucking footnote 33.
Remember the footnote 33.
Yes. Fucking.
It's like the Fenaceric.
No, man, I love chapter 19. Yeah, but you also love footnote 33.
Very much.
I feel like you love footnote 33 more than chapter 19.
I'll start from the top with the full footnote 33.
Oh, I might die just like laughing. But go on.
As he, Finwë Nola Finwë, said with some justice, my brother's claim rests only upon a decree from the Valar, but of what force is that for those who have rejected them and seek to escape from their prison land? But Finwë Nola Finwë answered, I have not rejected the Valar, nor their authority in all matters where it is just for them to use it. But if the Eldar were given free choice to leave Middle-earth and go to Aman and accepted it because of the loveliness and bliss of that land, their free choice to leave it and return to Middle-earth when it has become dark and desecrated cannot be taken away. Moreover, I have an errand in Middle-earth, the avenging of the blood of my father upon Morgos, whom the Valar let loose among us. Feanor seeks first his stolen treasures, the Silmarils.
Oh shit! Sorry. Sorry, that was really loud. I'm sorry.
Which, to be honest, where's the lie? Not to say Feanor didn't care about avenging his
lie.
father's death.
That is a fucking lie. His primary reason was avenging his father.
Was it, or was it to get the jewels? Because if I remember,
it was to avenge his father.
Because if I remember correctly,
son has held his father in higher regard?
If I remember correctly, when Feanor was on his deathbed, what did he have his son swear to? Was it to avenge the death of their grandfather Finwë?
No, it was to avenge his death.
Or to get the Silmarils. Was it to get the Silmarils or to avenge the death of Finwë?
It was to avenge his death. It was to avenge his death.
Was it to get the Silmarils or was it to avenge Finwë?
It was to avenge his death.
Where was it to
avenge Feanor?
To avenge Feanor was by what? By what means? What was the action they had to do?
By reclaiming the Silmarils, but that doesn't mean that his reason for going there wasn't to avenge Finwë.
No, and that's what I'm saying is, but what was the chief priority? What did he have
avenging Finwë?
No, what was the chief priority Feanor had them swear to do?
Yeah, that was to avenge him, Feanor.
Which by how? How did they avenge Feanor?
By defeating Morgoth and reclaiming his stolen property. But it's still avenging him and not the Silmarils. But Feanor's reason for going there was still primarily to avenge Finwë.
The chief? No. He why didn't he swear then? Like, why didn't they have him swear?
Time out, Lee. I respect you so much, but can you please state the oath of Feanor?
Be he foe or friend, be he foul or clean, brood of Morgoth or bright valor, elder or Maya or aftercomer, man yet unborn upon Middle-earth, neither law nor love nor league of swords, dread nor danger nor doom itself shall defend him from Feanor and Feanor's kin, whoso hideth or hoardeth or in hand taketh, finding keepeth or afar casteth a Silmaril, this swear we all, death we will deal him ere day's ending, woe unto world's end. Our words hear thou, Erual Father, to the everlasting darkness doom us if our deed faileth. On the holy mountain bear it witness, and our vow remember, Manwë and Varda.
Okay,
Bravo, bravo.
David,
actually,
hold
that
on.
no, because
Yes,
the
that's true. That's very
recitation
true.
of that requires
We will give Lee
applause.
because that is it's really difficult to remember.
But
very long.
where
hold
where
on,
does
David, hold
the
on, hold on.
where is where
Where's
does
the
the
word?
Avengers?
Where's the word Finway in that? I love you so much,
Okay,
but where's the word Finway? Where's the name? Finway?
Okay.
What's like the impetus of that whole thing? Like, what's the main noun in that? Like not the noun, like the name of people, but like the name of a thing.
You don't have to labor the point, TJ.
Listen.
No, okay, fair. Okay, fair. No, you got me. You got me.
Lee,
Fair.
Lee, listen.
I still don't think the Finway Revenge was as far down the list of priorities as.
Listen, Lee.
But it wasn't. But it
no,
wasn't priority.
Hold on, David. Hold on. Listen,
I think
Lee
it was to start with.
Listen, Lee and David, I love you both so much, but you motherfuckers come after me about Finrod Felagund. This is what I'm gonna do. I swear to God, my beloved has done nothing wrong ever. Please continue.
But TJ, this is what I was saying to you before. It's like the worst thing we can say about Finrod is that he took a load of jewels across the Helcaraxe.
Like
he's doing pretty fucking good.
So,
right.
Also, by the way, doesn't
like,
in the Silmarillion?
And to be fair, like we're literally defending him when people are trying to come up with this nonsense. Versus, like we jokingly talk about how he might have caused might have caused the death of Elenwe and other like Noldoran elves.
I literally I was tagged in a post on Blue Sky, and I literally I was in the middle of work, and I was like, at David the Noldor, you want to field this one? And then I looked at the rest of the post, and I was like, oh shit, he's already done it. Never mind. So I literally went back to my own fucking comment, and I was like, nope, never mind. Read everything. Thank you, David. So
I mean, yeah, what did Findorato do really? He took a load of chests of jewelry. He did some elf-splaining.
Which, by the way, hold on. Let's go back to the elf jewelry.
But I'm still saying though, relatively speaking, he's a fucking angel compared to most of them.
I know, 100%. But let's go back real quick. So the jewelry, right? It doesn't say it was fucking numerous chests.
He had a lot. It says he.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. It says he brought numerous jewels over from Valinor. That's about it. It doesn't say chests of jewels. It says he brought I don't remember the exact wording, but it's not like he brought chests, right? Right? I swear to God, Lee, I see the face on your face. I see the face on your face.
It's on my face.
I swear to you, this is my beloved. Do you want me to talk bad about my Timo? I don't. You already know.
I agree with you.
I know. I'm just, I'm over here super defending my boy, and I'm like, I don't need to because he literally is talked about. It's
let's start from the top.
David,
so again,
here we go.
Chapter 13, page 130 of this version of the Post Silmarillion, the same one we've been going through, the Michael James Bowman illustration.
Hold on,
David,
now
on
a
time,
for those of you,
and Artanis.
David, hold on, David. for those of you who are not watching on YouTube, I'm gonna watch angrily, not angrily, but like wantonly, as David like messes with my favorite character, and Lee just kind of like laughs as I get fucked with. Continue, David.
Now, on a time, Findarato and Artanis, his sister, were the guests of Elwes Sindiculo, their kinsmen in Lestanore. Then Findarato was filled with wonder at the strength and majesty of the 1,000 caves, its treasury and its treasuries and armories, and its many pillared halls of stone. And it came into his heart that he would build wide halls behind ever-guarded gates in some deep and secret place beneath the hills. Therefore, he opened his heart to Elwes Sindiculo, telling him of his dreams. And Sindiculo spoke to him of the deep gorge of the river Narak and the caves under the Ahai Pharos in its steep western shore. And when he departed, he gave him guides to lead him to that place of which few yet knew. Thus Findarato came to the caverns of Narako and began to establish their deep halls and armories after the fashions of the mansions of the 1,000 caves. And that stronghold was called Narakastorondo, or Nargothrond. In that labor, Findarato was aided by the dwarves of the Blue Mountains, and they were rewarded well, for Findarato had brought more treasures out of Tirion than any other of the princes of the Noldor.
Okay, hold on, David, stop. Period. Pause.
This including
whatever.
the princes that had boats and didn't even need to track them across the icy Hell's Cave.
Time out. Read that last sentence one more time for me, David.
In that labor, Findarato was aided by the dwarves of the Blue Mountains, and they were rewarded well, for the Findarato had brought more treasures out of Tirion than any other of the princes of the Noldor.
So literally all he had to do was bring, I don't know, a necklace and a ring and maybe a bracelet.
TJ, this is the Noldor. They literally make jewels from scratch. You think none of them had brought any?
Yeah, I do. That's my boy. I will not be disparaged. I mean, you're probably right. He probably had like at least like one like small chest of jewels.
One.
So wait. So let's continue reading, because in that time was made for him the necklace of the dwarves.
Made for him, David.
But that means
what
was it made? From how many jewels did they have to decide to make the damn necklace from?
Time out.
How many jewels did he have to put?
Time out. Are you telling me that like the race that like Telkar, especially this is the first stage, you telling me that the people of Telkar could not have made a beautiful necklace without jewels from Valinor?
No, I'm telling you that they used the Valinorian jewels.
Yeah. Because it's directly connected to that sentence.
I was arguing with David. Please,
it's directly connected with that sentence. It's directly connected with that sentence.
Damn it!
Because that sentence comes after the fact that it's right after it says he brought the most jewels than any of the other Noldor. We can infer from that that
David,
these
just because my boy wants to be pretty doesn't mean that your boy gets to go fucking on a suicide mission and like get a pass.
Alleged suicide mission, but
I know.
Hey,
you're over
hey,
here.
actually,
You're over
actually,
here like, oh,
wait, because this comes up.
No. I got it.
Saucy.
Exactly what it felt like.
Wait, because this brings up something that I do need to address. Okay. All right.
What the fuck door did I just open?
Because this leads me to why I spent like 4 to 5 fucking hours reading of chapter 13. discussing
No.
about when Mighty Morusundal Finwë is taken captive in Angamando. Y'all want to get on Fingolfin based off of the single phrase of that there was despair that he faced, that Finwë Nola Finwë, that it was suicide because of that despair word. However, from this passage with Findecano and Mighty Morusundal Finwë, high upon the shoulders of Thangorodrim,
Yeah, he literally begs Fingon to kill him.
He, Findecano, climbed, and Findecano looked in despair upon the desolation of the land. However, again, this gets to the point that just because the presence of despair is there does not mean that they are acting in a way of depression.
Okay,
but
David,
but they're
there's
acting.
There's a difference there.
I'm
Is that
so excited for
Fingon
this.
doesn't. That bit of Fingon being in despair isn't followed up by a suicidal act, whereas with Fingolfin it is.
I think you
hold on,
but that's after the fact. But that's
David,
after the fact that you're making that claim, because we know the outcome of Findecano surviving. But that's the point of me.
Findecano
but that's the point.
He'd have killed Maedhros,
but
he wouldn't. The despair wasn't for him.
Can I pause both of you?
No, because he's looking on despair upon the land itself about him being able to enter in.
Can I pause
for it, and so to abandon it. So that's the point that I'm getting at, is that the despair is not just because somebody despairs when they look upon something, that doesn't mean that the actions that follow after are them acting in despair. It's more of them facing.
I disagree. I think the context changes the meaning.
I would argue that the fact that they face despair, but their reaction to it, that of something of courage and bravery, is what changes that. Is ultimately what my point is for it. Go on, TJ.
Okay. You're both wrong.
Elaborate.
I forgot what I was gonna say because like neither of you would listen to me, so I was just literally going, Lee, David, just to try to get you guys to listen to me, and it took me like 5 minutes. So I just wanted to stop you guys from arguing, because Finderato is the best. You can argue about your own fan favorites. Have fun. I don't know if you know what I was looking up. Oh, that's right. That's right. Nola Finwë being suicidal. That's right.
Which is, to be fair, David, on this one, it's TJ who keeps saying he's suicidal, not me. I think I explained that I don't see it as suicidal in that he actually wants to kill himself, but suicidal
Okay, I agree with Lee. I don't think he actually wanted to die, but
he's not depressed. He's not suicidal in that sense. But he thinks it's done.
Yes, he is going to a fight that he doesn't think he can win.
I disagree.
I don't think Nola Finwë thought he could win. I thought he was.
I mean, he's meant to be wise, right? He knew he couldn't win that.
No,
David. David.
No, because
David. Let's go back to this wise comment. You want to take this from my boy Finrod? Let's talk about the wisdom of Nola Finwë.
Yeah, let's talk about the wisdom of Nola Finwë.
Talk about the wisdom of Nola Finwë, who goes to fight a literal god. Continue.
And what would happen if he hadn't gone?
The Noldor would have still had its king.
Noldor would have still had their king, and Morgoth still would have lived in Angband.
What?
Morgoth still would have resided in Angband. He just wouldn't have a limb. That's about it.
Wait. So you mean to tell me after his victory of the Battle of Sudden Flame that Morgoth would have stayed underground and he wouldn't have come out to wreak further havoc? Despite the fact that
I don't think he'd have left Angband.
Despite the fact that it's stated
I said he would have been the exact same person, just without a limp.
Despite the fact that it's also further stated that
they made him
wait, because it's further stated in, was it Princes of the Eldalie, when it talks about how it would have been wise had Finwë not remarried, that it's still a good thing that he did, because had Finwë Nola Finwë not existed, the wounds and the damage dealt to Morgoth due to their duel would have been more disastrous for the rest of the people.
I don't remember it. I'm not saying it doesn't say right. I need to find that to remember. I know it says about them
Because like,
the children. I know it says the children of Finwë and Indis were glorious and great and blah blah blah.
So David, let's talk about Finwë and his fight with Morgoth. What did his hewing of his heel do to Morgoth in the long run? Give him a limp. Besides, give him a limp.
I mean, it basically makes that it says in the text that he never left the depths and the pits of his.
He never came up before that, so that's irrelevant. Please go on.
I mean, that's
tell me who else. Tell me who else he came out to fight, like personally. Nobody? Okay, cool. Go on.
But again, the implication of the text saying that he never came out again means that he would have come out before, right?
I don't think he would have come out anyway. He only came out then to fight Nolo Finwë because it was to save face. Yep. Like, we've established that already. So unless somebody else came and knocked on his door and demanded the same, which is unlikely, I don't think he'd have left either willingly.
Lee is correct. We've already gone over this.
So the children of Indis were great and glorious, and their children also. And if they had not lived, the history of the Eldar would have been diminished.
What do you expect me to do, David?
No, it's completely fine.
My dudes, this is not a fight.
No, it's not a fight. By the way,
you're not out for revenge on Nolo Finwë.
I love David very much
because he wronged Finwë.
No, I love David very much. I love Lee very much. But also, David, you don't ever fucking come for my boy. Oh shit. Also, like I feel like I accidentally hurt your feelings. And I don't I don't know. I was being
you didn't hurt my feelings.
I was being super rude about Nolo Finwë, and I don't want to hurt your feelings. So I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. I mean, yes, put respect on my man's name, but you don't have to apologize for me.
The only thing I get concerned about with this is that if it comes across that I am like slighting Fingolfin by saying like he knew he was going to die and stuff, because I intend it as the absolute opposite. It's like I said before, I have never ever read it as a negative thing that he's doing this.
I agree.
No, I personally don't think he thought he was going to die. Again, I look to the evidence from...
I get that, and I know that's something we just agree to disagree on. I just don't want you thinking that I see it as something negative about him.
No,
I really don't.
No. Like, he was a super... like, he really was like a very, very courageous elf. Probably one of the most courageous elves.
And it's one of the coolest fucking scenes in the history of the world.
I mean, like,
that's the reason why it's
like literally, and Morgoth came is like one of the coolest fucking lines, and that only happens because Nolo Finwë is like, motherfucker, come out.
And again, like, this is so.
Sorry, that was too loud for your earbuds, Minnie.
No, it wasn't.
That's fine.
So for me, it's again, so first addressing why I don't believe that he thought he was going to die. There's the whole aspect of, was it Lamos or Lamose, as far as like hearing the wounds and the cries of Morgoth, saying, oh shit, like this motherfucker knows pain.
I don't think he was actually being hurt, though, was he? He was just scared because he's a massive fucking coward.
But again, if he knows, but then if he knows
he's
fear,
a pussy, that's why.
But if he knows fear, that kind of implies that he would know pain. If he knows pain, that kind of implies that he would know defeat.
I don't agree. I think it's just like it's part of his character that he is scared, even when he has absolutely no reason to be, because he's so fucking powerful. He's still fucking scared of.
But again, I think even
which actually is one of the coolest things about Morgoth is the fact that, like, he does not have a reason to be scared about anything like that, but he is like, that's a really interesting character trait.
He's literally the most powerful being in that entire
I
fucking
had-
universe.
I had a
but
thought.
I
had a
think that
thought
would
about-
all.
Sorry,
But that
go
would
ahead,
all.
David.
But that
By
would
which
all
I
lend-
mean because Iluvatar exists outside of the universe, outside of
Right.
Aya.
right.
Just so no one's confused.
But again,
I forgot
I
Iluvatar.
think knowing those or hearing those things would still, at the very least, lead to Noldor again viewing it that way. That like, okay, he can suffer some aspect of this, and he can, because of that fact that he can be scared shitless like that, not just from a Valar like Tolkien, but just in general from like Ungoliant. I don't know how much they knew about Ungoliant as far as causing that damage to that there, but at the same time they sorry, my battery's alert for low. But
oh, dude, my
I'm
fucking
at-
iPad went dead. So go ahead. You're
I'm
good.
at 20%, so I'll try to be quick. But because of that, so that aspect combined with the fact that I fully believe that if he thought he was going to die at the gates of Angamando, he would have sent Rokalor back after dismounting.
Yeah.
Why would he, if he believed he was going to die, why would he remain?
Does it specifically
with-
say that he doesn't?
I believe it does say that he dismounted.
But does it specifically
in
say
that-
that he doesn't send?
Because
Rokalar?
I know in one of the versions of History of Middle Earth, it is that
How do you spell
Rokalar
Rokalar?
goes back, rides back to outside of the gates of Angamando, and then once he gets to a place of safety, Rokalar collapses and dies. I
So is
want
that
to
not
say,
just? Oh shit! Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Is that not just Rokalar having such a connection to Nolo Finwë as the elves did, as the Númenóreans did as well? That like
But-
is so that thing in Tolkien about dying of grief.
yeah, but that's the thing though. If he, I feel like that would have been very explicitly stated if it was something that he knew for sure. Like, why would I subject, think of like Gandalf, why would I subject my steed, who I'm this close with, to that if I know this is the end? Like, not because again,
Do you think
Finwë-
Rokalar would have actually left him though?
I think he would, or would have remained out the gate, or Nola Finwë would have like, no, you're not coming with me in the gate. Like he would have dismounted, gone inside the gate, and then like once the gate closed.
Rokalar stayed with Fingolfin until his death.
But there's also the aspect of like kind of what I was posted, this whole theme
Why can't I find his fucking name?
Of Nola Finwë as the basically his brother's keepers, and like kind of getting at like that aspect of, again, it might be getting too much into like numerological aspects of it, but the 7 wounds, the 7 sons of Feanor, the prompting of Nola Finwë thinking that, I need to do this because these lands were lost, being tied with the loss of land from the Feanorians, at least as far as like Killigorm or Tolkorno and Artarinke, and the rest of them. And then that 8th wound being, the cleaving of the heel. If you think about the 7 sons of Feanor and Feanor himself, that would, equal that number. And then the whole thrice cursing of Feanor on his death to Morgoth, and again, Nola Finwë rising 3 times, being beaten down. And again, this type of theme that you have of, Nola Finwë carrying that brunt of what's supposed to be done. I think that adds to that characterization of the figure that he is. Like, even getting to the fact, like, I know I joke about with the sons and daughters of, or the children of Finwë, dwelling in Lessenore or dwelling south of Lessenore, not really being in the northern side of that girdle. Again, it's because
Except for Ignor and Engerad.
he is the High King of
yeah.
Noldor. Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Yeah, literally.
And Finrod spelt time up in Dorthonion as well, to be
Mm,
fair, because obviously
yeah.
that's where he knew Andrew.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, and literally, Engerad and Ignor made their bases in Dorthonion, which is just about the Hill of Himmering ish, far up enough. It's that's the Finarfin, Finway is it's far up as
that's fair.
the Arfinwayans with Ignor and Engerad and Maedhros for the Finway.
You guys are correct. No, that's fair. I forgot about that aspect of Dorthonion.
Mm-hmm.
Yet at the same time, it is their deaths, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iconaro and Angorato dying.
Yeah.
In Dorthonion at the Battle of Sudden Flame. Again, it's not just the Feanorians, but it's also the sons of Finwë. He's seeing his nephews and his entire, basically the sons of his brothers being wiped out or driven out.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's taking it upon himself. And so I very much see that aspect within that characterization, just like as he led the Noldor across the Helcaraxe, and even the guilt and shame that the Feanorians felt when the larger host arrived back, that guilt and shame was something that the Feanorians felt themselves, whereas the larger host, I believe it states that they would have forgave them, but the Feanorian host was too ashamed of their actions that they didn't seek that. And so I see that action of Finwë and Ola Finwë going to that as far as this is that duty, if you will, to go and fight this head on. This is what, should be done. And I don't entirely think that that's a suicide mission. It's just more of fulfilling what, Finwë and Ola Finwë set out to do. Enough is enough.
I don't like the term suicide mission for it. That is not a term I would use to describe it. That's not what I'm getting at when I say it, that it's a suicide mission.
Yeah. I mean, I use it as a joke. Meaning, for me, obviously, Finwë and Ola Finwë isn't going to his death, right? He is pissed that he's gonna go fight until he's dead, but he's not expecting to go to his death.
No, that's why I make that distinction. Is I don't think he knew that it was a fruitless or I don't think he thought it was going to be a Pyrrhic victory as far as.
No. And we read the Rune of Beleriand and the Fall of Fingolfin together, you and I, and you you read the entire part of Finwë and Ola Finwë fighting Morgoth, and when it came to the part where it said the Eldar, I can't remember the wording, but the Eldar weren't sure how mortal he was, or whatever the fuck it says. You were you paused and said, "This is why I have this feeling of Finwë and Ola Finwë," and I was like, I get it, because I forgot that part. Because I was 100% oh, it's a suicide mission. And you were like, no, it's not. And then you and I read this live, and you got to that part, and you literally stopped and addressed me and was like, this is why I don't think it. And I went, yep, you're right. So
where about is that? I want to read that.
It's in the Rune of Beleriand. It's literally.
Yeah, I've got it up now. I'm at and Morgoth came. Where is it in relation to Morgoth came? Oh, I saw somebody had a cool headcanon. So you know how it says his eyes shone like the eyes of the Valar, and they got this headcanon that's a thing that just the House of Nolofinwe can do, at really emotional moments, and they did great artwork of it was Fingon holding Aragorn's body after he gets killed, and like his eyes were glowing, and it looked really cool.
Nice. It is like right fucking before Nola Finwë goes to fight Morgoth.
Oh, it's before that.
It is like right before that, because like it was like so. Nola Finwë is riding off to fight Morgoth, and then right after it talks about him riding off to fight Morgoth, it talks about why. And it says something about
beheld, as it seemed to him, the utter ruin of the NOLDOR and the defeat beyond redress of all the houses, filled with the wrath and despair, he mounted upon Rochalor. They who rode alone, none might restrain him. He passed over Dorn Ufalhith like a wind amid the dust, and all that beheld the sunset fled in amaze, thinking that Orome himself was calm, for great madness raged upon him, so his eyes shone like the Valar. Thus he came alone to Amban's gates, and he sounded his horn, and smote once upon the brazen doors, and challenged Morgoth to come forth to single combat, and Morgoth came. That was the last time in those
before that. It's before that.
Before that.
Yep. It is definitely before Morgoth came.
So great was the onslaught of Morgoth that Fingolfin and Fingon could not come to the aid of the sons of Finarfin, and the host of Hithlum were driven back with great loss to the fortresses of Overetten. Being then 60 and 6 years of age, and with him fell Gondor, his younger son, then Galdor. Upon the flank of Morgoth's attack, but Fingolfin was sundered from his kinsmen by a sea of foes. The war had gone ill with the sons of Feanor, and well nigh
David,
the
I'm surprised you don't just have this bookmarked now, because you like literally called me out on it.
With great cost to the
No, that's why I'm surprised I haven't marked it yet. That's what I'm like trying to figure out.
Being defeated, fled south and westward marches of Doriath, and coming.
Should I like? I swear to God, I'm gonna keep this part just so everybody sees exactly who we are as people.
You could even just like speed it up as well, so you still get the idea, but it shows just like it would be quite funny.
Well, because it's just you. It's just you going.
Sorry.
And you sure it wasn't from me reading from the lays?
No. It's not from the lays, because you and me and Sam Gloomweaver were reading. But me and Sam let you read the Fall of Fingolfin, and it came to the part where it says something like the Eldar weren't even sure that they could like defeat Morgoth or not, and you literally stopped the reading and went, "See, TJ, this is what I was talking about."
Okay, so that would have been. I think that's outside of a ways before. I think.
No. It's in the Rune of Beleriand. It's like literally before he goes to fight Morgoth.
Woo! Maedhros did deeds of surpassing valor.
Did you just almost say Maedhros?
Maedhros, yeah, I did.
I caught you.
Because I was thinking about it. I used to call him Maedhros, like most people. The first time I read it, fucking Maedhros.
Ew.
I meant TJ that it would have been. I think it's earlier in the chapter. I'm trying to go back to it.
So it is in the ruin of
Dragolak, right?
It is of the ruin of Beleriand and the fall of Fingolfin. It's in that chapter, right?
Be that chapter. Like it's literally after the Dragolak, and like right.
Oh yeah. Okay. This counsel was wise according to the measure of his knowledge, for the Noldor did not yet comprehend the fullness of the power of Morgoth, nor understand that their unaided war upon him was without final hope, whether they hasted or delayed. There we go.
Yep, that is it. That is it. David literally stopped after he read that and looked dead in the fucking camera and went, "Hey TJ, wait, where's my camera?" He went, "Hey TJ, fuck you, you're wrong."
I didn't say that.
He didn't say it just like that.
I did not say it.
Although
it felt like that.
I would say to that that's how they feel before the siege is broken.
Yeah.
Like, do they still feel that way after the Bragolak is unleashed?
Isn't that sentence about after the Bregola?
No, this is before. This is before. Now Fingolfin, king of the north and high king of the Noldor, seeing that his people were become numerous and strong, and that the men allied to them were many and valiant, pondered once more an assault upon Angband, for he knew that they lived in danger while the circle of the siege was incomplete, and Morgoth was free to labour in his deep mines, devising what evils none could foretell ere he should reveal them. Then this counsel was wise according to the measure of his knowledge, for the Noldor did not yet comprehend, blah, blah, blah. It's before the siege is broken.
Oh, David, you're wrong.
I didn't say that, TJ.
Because I would argue again that point that and Morgoth was free to labor in his deep mines, devising the evils. I feel like you could still. I think you could go either way.
I just feel like that's how they feel while the siege of Angband is still in progress.
Yeah, that's true.
But
that's true.
once the siege is broken, once the Dagor Bragolak has happened and incinerated, fucking load of them, would they still feel that way? That like
But then you could say that it's Finwë Nola Finwë going to the root cause of that in his duel, as far as like, okay, like I'm gonna cut off the serpent at its head.
Yeah.
Like as far as like yeah, we felt this way beforehand, but this may, like, you might have done this damage, and because of this damage, I'm gonna go straight to the source, and I'm gonna go straight to it to make sure this shit doesn't happen ever again.
Yeah.
Could have been the feeling that he had.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's just that's never how it has read to me. It's like he's gone, oh well, we're boned. Fuck. And yeah, because it says like what he perceived. Hold on, let me find it again. Like what he perceived as the utter ruin of the Noldor or whatever it is. Where is it?
You talking about Morgoth?
No,
it's what Nola Finwë, why he does it is like where is the actual quote?
Okay, and I would agree that he could have perceived that
then
this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Then Nola Finwë beheld, as it seemed to him, the utter ruin of the Noldor and the defeat beyond redress of all their houses. Like, his point of view, his perspective on it is that point is that they are fucking done for. It's over.
Yeah.
But unless he goes to actually cut the head off at the source, and that's kind of more where I
think he feels like it's already happened. He can't do anything to stop it getting worse. It's already happened. He has seen the destruction of the Noldor, the ruin
and that's
of the
where,
Noldor.
but that's where I think that's where our disagreement lies, because I see it more of in the fact that yes, he sees that if I don't do this act, then all is lost. Yeah. So it's better for me to go and cut this off at its source in order to prevent this other redress. Because you can say that perceive could be either like a type of prophetic aspect as far as like precognitive, or it could be that he's seeing things as the reality.
Perceived was a word I used. That's not a word in the actual text. It says, then Fingolfin beheld, bracket, as it seemed to him, close brackets, the utter ruin of the Noldor. He beheld it. So he's literally looking at what he sees is the complete and utter ruin of the Noldor and the defeat beyond redress.
No,
which I think is a key point. Like it's done. It's over. It can't be fixed. It's happened.
Yeah,
but I think that's more in regards to the final, because I feel like that duel is like the closing, the end cap of the battle, right?
Right.
That it's, unless he goes and does this thing, then it is all lost.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't go directly to the source of who's causing this, then it's going to continue on in this great manner. And
sorry.
No, you're fine. And I think that's that's where I interpret that more as far as like, oh yeah, it's him seeing who's causing this, what needs to be done, and having to go there and wanting to just end it right there. Who's causing this for him and attempting to end who's causing this, than it is that, oh, this is already over and done with. Let me just go ahead and take down whoever I can with me. I think it's more in line that he's trying to stop that ending of the Noldor in line by going directly to the source.
Whereas to me, it's him seeing that the end has already happened and it's beyond redress. Like it's happened, it's done. There's nothing left to save.
It does kind of.
So he's going to go down fighting.
It does kind of feel that way for Finwë. Not like he's looking for it to end like that, but like he feels that way.
Like he already believes that they've lost, that his people are done for and it's over, and it's like what else can he do but make one last crazy despair and anger fueled attack at Morgoth? But he believes it's already lost, it's over and done with. They have lost, because just that phrase that beyond the defeat beyond redress, the utter ruin and defeat beyond redress. He can't stop it because it's already happened.
Good.
Is how it reads to me.
Sentence too. Beyond defeat and redress, is that what it was?
It's then Fingolfin beheld, as it seemed to him, the utter ruin of the Noldor and the defeat beyond redress of all their houses.
The defeat beyond redress. Oh god, that's such a good sentence.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that can
Tolkien's writing is fucking
like literally he just went like he just said like there's nothing that can fix this. But like he said it in such a beautiful way.
Yeah. You know what? There's like people who say, oh, Tolkien wasn't a very good writer, and I'm like, what the fuck? What are you reading? What are you reading, mate?
Yeah, right. Have you read how
the
words
Silmarillion is the most beautiful book I have ever read in my entire life.
Like, have you literally read how words work together? This man understood them far better than anybody.
He's a fucking poet.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Oh, and my favorite thing is how little he thought of himself or his works, and then like when it became huge, he was like, "Oh, dear my, this is amazing! Like people actually enjoy my work." And, like, bro, like you wrote like.
Yeah, when he writes in that letter about how one day he wants like other artists and writers and stuff to take it up, but then he comes back to, but of course that's ridiculous, because it's like, how could anyone care enough about what I wrote for them to do that?
It's like letter 4, fucking letter 4 in 1916, where he's telling Edith how he was adding some flourishes or changes to his little fairy language, and how like it's so silly that like nobody will ever take it seriously, and it's a stupid hobby or whatever. And like literally, Mr. Tolkien, Tolkien, you fucking changed the world. Literally changed the world.
It makes me so sad that he never lived to see the Silmarillion published, because that was his magnum opus. Like that was the most important thing to him. I know he'd probably absolutely hate aspects of fandom, like unequivocally, but I hope he'd be happy to know that we love it so much. He'd probably be disturbed by we love it a little bit too much, maybe.
Well, some of the ships for sure, but like, listening to the letters and how much he loved this Silmarillion is honestly one of the most like uplifting things I've heard in a long time. Besides the way like he talks to and about Christopher, which is adorable. And I love how similar they are. And obviously I knew that Christopher like was kind of his executor and like did a lot of editing, but I never knew how much Tolkien treasured Christopher, and it's absolutely beautiful to listen to those letters. But yeah,
it's because of Christopher that Finarfin is spelt with an F instead of a PH on that second F.
it should be a thorn.
It should be Finarfin.
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 I don't know why it would be a thorn. It's an F, not a TH. I mean, they're interchangeable, right?
F's and THs. To me, they are.
Yeah. But
how I have to make myself not say Fingol of Doriath, Fangarodream.
They're saying single, but like, don't do like David.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it like Syndiculo.
Okay.
Just
Single.
say, yeah.
Single.
But we should probably we're gonna end this this episode. Thank you both for being here. Just because we're gonna start to meander. We are all inebriated.
We actually ended this time.
Yes.
I feel like that's too late for us not to meander, to be honest.
Well, we have been meandering. We have been meandering.
We've meandered so much. There's about 5 Oxbow lakes now.
Yeah. I was trying to draw us back a little bit. So, Lee, where can people find you?
I'm Silmarillion on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads. I think that's everywhere. Oh, YouTube as well.
Okay. And David, where can people find you?
You can find me David the Noldo. That's DAVID THENGOLDO. You can find me basically Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok, Substack, and possibly sometime in the future YouTube. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, those are all the spaces you can find me at.
All right. Well, thank you both for being here on the maiden voyage. I really appreciate both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
All right.
Thank you for putting up with our different diatribes and tangents of.
Literally, that is why I wanted you two to be the first. So thank you both very much for being here.
Thank you for putting up our bullying of you about Finderato.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad because I spent less time.
All my friends do is make fun of me about Finrod because
I feel bad because I spend less time shit talking away Syndiculo and more time giving you shit for Finderato. And
honestly, I feel like you're 50-50. You're pretty good about like giving me shit and also being like, but he really didn't do shit. It was actually Elway who did it. Like, you're pretty good about it, David. Like, where other people would be like, no, fuck Finderato. And you're like, well, hold on, let's look at this economically.
I feel like I'm allowed to do it because I've also spent years calling him my sweet cinnamon roll. Yeah. So it's like you know really what my feelings on him are.
Yeah, he's in your top 3, I think, right? 3 or 4.
Depending on my mood, yeah.
And he's my number 1. So like, Lee can say whatever. David, you got to watch it.
He's definitely not in my top 10, but I respect him. But at the same time, I think he has a bit of plot armor going on. But
he's like the oldest elf besides Luthien that was created. So
I mean, Feanor has been around since the Book of Lost Tales. I'm trying to remember the other ones from that text. Yeah, he's been around, obviously.
Finrod was Finarfin for a while.
I was Finarfin for a long time.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you both for being here. I really appreciate both of you. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you. You guys have a good rest of the evening as well. I'll see you on the TikTok lives. I need to go eat now.
That's going to do it for this episode of Tolkien on Tap. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow me on any of my social medias. I'm on Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at _Nige. Namarie.